This driveway, this is still the crowd of the old house. Well, it's the new upstay here now, but this driveway always have been here. Bang used to fix on what Bang used to do a whole lot down before he died, man. Rest in peace to Bang, man. Rest in peace to Joe Crowder, rest in peace to Bang. This house right here, this house, it ain't got no lot of history over here. It been here for a couple years, but it ain't got that much history. Just like that house right there. It been here for a couple years, but they ain't got a lot of history. This house right here, 1474 Marble Avenue. This was the first house we moved in. This was my mama's first habitat house, right here. And we moved in that house back when the dogs came out. Remember that song, nah, 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 your mama smoke crack rock. That's when that song came out. You remember that song? Anyway, come on. This was another house I stayed in right here back in the 90s. So I stayed in 3 houses in East Atlanta. I stayed in the house on Eastside Avenue, stayed in the house right here, and I stayed in the house right here. But they done knocked it down and redid the whole house because after we moved out, then my partner Young Vito done moved in. And when Young Vito done moved in, a couple of years after they moved in, somebody came by and shot the house up. And they had to tear the whole house down, and that's what it is now. This house right here, Mr. Hanson house. Mr. Hanson got a whole lot of history in East Atlanta. Come on. Look at him. See what he doing now? That's what he was doing back then. He still had that same old El Camino, but it was blue back then. He only had like 5 on. You know what I'm saying? I just gave you a shout out, Mr. Hanson. I just gave you a slick shout out. Oh. This house right here, this is what Sean stayed at back in the day. Sean and Tiffany and Miss Mamie and Granny. All them stayed in the house right here. This we used to come play Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart and all that old type of stuff at back in the day when Super Nintendo first came out. This house right here, this is where my brother stayed at before he went to prison. My brother, he was like 14 years old. I think he was 14 years old when he went to prison. Back in early 90s or whatever. But this where he was staying at, there where he was selling dope at and all that old type of stuff. I remember when the police folks came looking for him, and they told me, they said, if you don't tell her where your brother at, we're gonna come back and lock you up. And I wasn't about 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, that's what they told me. This house right here, this is where Bell stayed at. Bell and that boy Moon. This where we sell a lot of dope at right here. And this the first time I ever had a gun stolen from me. From old boy from right here, Moon. He had I had him hit a little lick and I came and hid the gun. And he knew why I hid the gun at, and he came and stole the gun. And on this same street, this is where I shot my homeboy cousin at right here. On that very same street right here. The first person I ever had to shoot my homeboy cousin. This house right here, this where Flip them stayed at. And Flip right now to the day, that's my engineer. So when y'all hear that song, They Wonder, and you hear me say, Flip, where to do this where Charlie Cain? That's where Flip stayed at. That garage been right there ever since then. One day, I had got into it with the police. And I ran all the way from Eastside Avenue, ran down here, hit this fence right here, came around the back way, hid and flipped in the garage. Police didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what to look to. All they know is I was gone. But then what happened that day when I had to shoot my boy cousin. We were walking down the street right here, me and my little partner now. And he was out robbing. And he pulled up right here beside us, asking us about one of our homeboys trying to play it off or whatever. And they were kind of dog. And I guess he didn't think we was, peeping him out, trying to see what he was up on. Anyway, He tried to play it off. He jumped out the car. Let me show you that pole right here. He jumped out the car and he tried to hide behind that pole right there. You see that pole right there? He tried to hide behind that pole. And so when he came out, we were about right there. And he just came out and started shooting. Just shooting at us. Just shooting at us like he ain't care if he shot us, he killed us, no nothing. He just came out shooting. And when he came out shooting, I had a fast reaction. You know what I'm saying? And I hit him. And his family, they understood what was going on. His cousins, they were my homeboys. Like right now to this day, we still real cool. We still talk every day or every other day. We done did music together. It wasn't never no hard feelings or no love lost and nothing like that. It was just one of them cases where, you know, the world what it was. And wasn't nobody can say. And then they can be said about it. Cause he came over here and tried us, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that what it was. That was Lake Avenue. This house right here. This was a candy lady back in the days. My mama had this house. She used to sell candy out this house. My homegirl Nikki stayed right here. This was the church this was the street where all the church family stayed at. Everybody who was into the church, everybody who was into God, this is where they stayed at right here. Like, go from the house up there. My folk them stayed there. They still stay there right now. R.I.P. to Ben Nike, man. Ben Nike got killed in Latonia or whatever. But he stayed up there too. That's what I could do it. This street always have been quiet like this too, even back in the 90s. Cause everything we did on that side of the hood. We ain't never come over here and really do too much over here. But that was my homegirl Barbara, Sandra, Akeisha, Derek. All them stay right here, man. They all grown and moved on now. But their grandmamas and their mama still stay here. And these houses gonna be redone about 5 times since the 90s. I remember we used to come here and spend the night, look at TV, watch movies and all of those type of stuff like that. But that's it for right here. I'll take y'all on to the other side right quick.